You know, Lord and Key, the demon catcher. It's crazy. I didn't even know stuff like that exists. I'm talking real talk here, family. You know, my first experience was when my nephew died. And it was like, I don't know, I never really met my nephew. But somehow I was already on the mission of learning how to be a higher being. Learning it doesn't come on to you like how you think from ambition or wanting it. It's probably somebody who don't want it got it. I didn't expect it. I'm just a regular person from the Bronx, from the hood. Did my dirt in the streets. Nothing special about me. I'm the same like you. Watched the same thing like you, did the same thing like you. But one day something changed. And I don't know what it was. But it felt like I died. A part of me died, except for the body. And something was put inside of me. And that started my journey into the higher being stuff. I didn't learn it from somebody teaching me. I had not one person taught to me. I've been by myself through everything. Not one person could say they assisted me. The only person who assisted me is the higher beings, the angels, and everything. That's why I professed this. I was dumb. I was nobody. I didn't know nothing. Then after a while, I was crazy to people. They said I was seeing things, and I thought I was, just seeing a whole bunch of stuff traveling. So a lot of people disconnected from me. But now it's talking to me because of that. But then I started being the genius, the smartest motherfucker out. And I'm not just saying with these little Facebook posts, oh, this is real. I mean, in my family's life, friends' life, anybody life that I meet, it's instant change. They gravitate towards me. I never understood why. Thought I had a bunch of new friends. Thought I was handsome now. Oh, all the women want me. I was wrong. In my estimation, I was way off. I wasn't off because I was off. Yeah, I was. For me, I thought it was a possession. My soul was being taken. But it was God. It took me 3 years to say this. It could be anything. But now, the thing is, God is not what we think. It's not the images that they draw for us, this Western European images. It don't exist, not in the astral world, not in no world. When we're talking about energy, energy could take on any characteristics and form it wants to show itself to you, and usually do. But everything has a true form. The truth is always there. And it's best to see things in this truth state so that you don't have a fantasy, a belief system, which is fine. And a lot of us who are higher beings, we go around disrespecting people who follow Christianity or have what we call in the real thing, belief. And I shot them down up to today's my last day. But what I found out is that not all of us have the eyes to see like that. And if they don't have the eyes but have blind faith, it's okay. It's all to the same one. I mean, aren't we all, well, I'm going to say my group, we separated from your Christian, your this, even your African this, to go just to the most high. That's it. It's nothing else. Or you could just equate it to that God. That's all we deal with. And we respect anything else in the circumference of that. And we promote it. You could be in any culture, any religion you are, we promote it. Just as long as you're not localizing your deity. And if you are, that's fine. But realize there's something higher than all of that. So we go to the highest level and we just deal with God. And so that's why any doctrine that you want to use is going to align with God. And any doctrine that have or teaches to separate yourself from the other person, seeing whether it be Christian or Muslim or non-religion and religious, they both was made by the same God. We both bleed the same blood. For us to preach any doctrine that separates us is beyond like the universe. It's beyond anything. So I don't care what you believe in, then believe in the universe. It's universal. One truth. You understand? One shouldn't look at his version of his belief or what he stand on to oppose somebody else's belief. All beliefs come from God. You understand that? Everybody come from God too. So with that in mind, you shouldn't worry about it. So the believers, we need to calm down on them because they don't see what we see or understand what we understand or even had the experiences we have experienced to be who we are. So we have to take the time out to nurture them and support them because at the end of the day, synchronicity, when one person do it affects the other person. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to make sure you align with everything you're supposed to. And in our doctrine, we don't shun nobody. We try to teach them the truth. There's only truth. And if they're trying to get to the truth, you can help them. Don't, go against them, use your ego to clobber them and all that. That's clown stuff. And we beyond that in this age that we're in. I'm not trying to make no cult. I'm not trying to make nothing. I want to change your ways of seeing things to the truth. That's it. I don't know what comes after that. You decide. But your choices got to be better. Better decisions has to be made. Only way you're going to see it is by seeing the matrix or the spell that is actually being placed over your mind to make you not see the truth. So, with that in mind, my nephew come to visit on a spiritual tip. I never experienced it. So with it now, I'm learning how to actually do what's called a Shaman Sweep. That's actually you go inside a person's macabre. If y'all don't know what a macabre is, like you have, the tree of life is 7 chakras, but it forms a triangle. The thing that comes down, right? And it's opposite on the other side, which forms the Star of David. And it spins, and you're in it. You can never leave it. It's permanent, And so when you die, you stay in your macabre. You adore something, it comes in your macabre. You share macabre with people you love, which is not good, but that's how life works. So you have your own macabre. Everybody have their own macabre. So like say, everything that's going on, and when we talk about stars, how it has influence on your endocrinology system and on your emotions and feelings, it's through your macabre. If you was to be getting sick, the regular term most people use is aura or magnetic field. But if you was going to get sick, your macabre knew it a year prior. Your magnetic field knew it a year prior. And you could have done something about it because it's in the metaphysical form of the disease and then it transcends down to a physical form throughout your body. Now, the thing to it is that when you're doing a shaman sweep, you enter this macabre, and once you get in there, it's thin layers, it's thin film layers, like bandwidths. Everything is bandwidth. If you don't pay attention, just look at the ocean. The ocean is bandwidths. If you go all these little layers, it's bandwidths. All bandwidths going on. See? And so that's how when you enter the macabre it is. So when you go through each sheaths of the bandwidths, you're going through each person's life. So you will see them as a man, as a woman, as white, black, Chinese, kids, all their life story. And then when you get about this far into it, it changes because now it goes into his memories. Once you start seeing all his life stories, all his memories, everything he ever did in past life start going. Then when you get about this far, now you have his gatekeepers. These is an animal. It's a cub, a hyena, some type of animal that is actually like a shell holding them in. And it opens up to let you into that world. So that now is where protection starts. When you pass in that now, you're dealing with a ferocious system that attacks whatever it is. It's like your immune system. It attacks whatever try to come in. So, shaman learn how to take attacks. We can't really defend ourselves. We have to take the punishment. So we get the beat down. Angels restore us though. Our macabre get restored automatically. That's how we get our blessings. We do the riskiest shit in the world, man. And trust me, I'm not here telling you this because it's not. That's why my face is so fucked up. Excuse me, looking so... yeah, I hate it, but it's my journey. That's why I said the demon catcher. Lord, thank you. And to be a demon catcher is the only reason I have to go through this. You see, once you pass now that gatekeeper, it's a bunch of gatekeepers after that. There's a bunch of young ones. If you're old, depending on your age, your gatekeepers match your age. You understand what I'm saying? They grow with you. And so they're very aggressive in young people. Aggressive. And older people, they have common sense. They have sense. Some of them won't even attack you because they want you to come and help that person. But after the gatekeepers now, and the center source is you. And I have to get to you and to help you out of your body, out of your situation. If someone is going in a shaman to do a sweep, it's because that person is unconscious in there and it's a demon overshadowing him that took over him, that was one of them gatekeepers as we're going down. That will be the form that you're physically seeing in front of you. And it's more of a anxious, wanting something, thirsty, like a drug addict type of personality is in that demon. It's invisible to the naked eye, but for clairvoyance and empaths, most empaths will feel it before they see it. So I would label seers, because that's what I am, a seer. And you will see how aggressive they look and how desperate they are in their face, and they will attack you. And so they attack like a cobra, a python. It holds on to a little finger or a piece of you, leg, and you can't get away. The more you pull, the more constrain you. When you rest for a second, squeeze more. It's life or death, and you're not strong in it. Its force is equivalent to gravity, meaning it don't have a pause to it. It don't have a weight. It don't have rest. It don't get tired. Gravity don't ever stop either, so that's what you're dealing with. You will get tired, and once it do, it succumbs. This now already happened in the physical world. That's where you get your succubuses, your ignorant people, your arrogant, your pleasure seekers. But when you're crossing over, we're there. We're gatekeepers. We're guardians of God, guardians of Jesus. We're up there guarding him. And nobody's getting through. Nobody's getting through. So I guess if you're into demon catching, snapping heads off, you have a ball up there, because that's all it's about. Not it's about. But I have to learn it and I have to do it. So a sweep now, you walking through the person from the mouth in, and you killing everything that's not normal. You already know from being with the angels and going with God on past, and you see what's inside the bodies, what's inside Macabres. So you know a foreign entity in there, and that's what you have to take out. The foreign entities is it. They hide, they pretend. Some of them will look like something else, but you will sense them through their energy. So I did it with my nephew first, but somehow I got caught up here in Jamaica. When I do these posts, it's secret. Nobody knows about this, believe it or not. And I know that because I know what it is. But somehow it got out to the people. A few people got in, come and see me and activated and infected. Not even I activated them purposely, just talking to them like I'm talking to you. Messed them up. They start seeing things and want answers and be scared. And I have to take time out from this to go attend to them. It could last up to 90 days to a year. So I'll be gone, and it's not like I'm getting paid for none of this stuff because it's accidental. It was their evolution, but they just didn't have the water to see that. So now that everything is starting to, I had my real second one with a physical live person this time. Oh my God. I tried to avoid it for a long time, but it didn't go through. So I had to actually do the actual process, and I didn't know what to expect. I thought I was just going to take them to Egypt or we're going to go chill. When I got in, it was a sweep. I'm like, no. With God and my hat man and me, three of us is in the body. I can see everybody, but I'm the spot man. You see, when you do a sweep, you need three people. You need God. Because one is going to be the spot man to spot everything. The spot man actually is the driver that drives through. You look at the Egyptian picture of them using the staff, stabbing the snake. Well, I would be the staff and the arrow, the end point, going through the snake, whipping them open, ripping them open. That's time. I'm ripping through time and space to get to the source. So when I get to the source, it's like a machine. I'm the machine that everybody's on, so they're riding on it. Now, this is not a particular person position, but for me in the lesson, I have to learn it from that. So you like spot everything and they destroy. They listen to you when you said, take it out, get it out, take it out. Automatically, this now like will be light. All of a sudden out of this rock, you see the shadow right here on the rock, the dark spots, will just slip off and just grab whatever it is, consume it and go back in the rock. Same thing on this side now, the light part, the white parts will just come off and just grab it and take it back. So you do that, that's a sweep. It's very dangerous. You know, when I first started learning about sweeps, it's through, not shamanism, but it was these people, the Sufis. Sufis is master sweepers, man, master mystics. So when you learn it through Sufi, it's like a lot of them is filthy rich. People pay sometimes $1 million, $2 million for one sweep. A lot of people, like, say if you had habits you want to get rid of, sweeps do it. If you're homosexual and wanted to get rid of it, sweeps do it. Anything you want to take out of you could take yourself out yourself if I'm not careful. That's why I was kind of like, why God put me in this position and trust me enough to let me be the eye and the sweep man. But, you know, as cautious I was, as scared as I was, and as mad as I was at them for putting me in such a position, it came out good. I learned, I had fear, everything was real. But I just wanted to put you on, like how us as higher beings live a life. You know, we dedicate ourselves not to each other. Like, I can't actually mingle every day or be around people every day. If I be around people, I get sick, physically sick. My macabre will go down. Like, only thing superior and inferior, that's the words, let's use that. Anything superior to you, you're gonna gravitate to it. That's why you have the sun as the biggest objects, is superior, and the planets just stay in their orbit because they gravitate and lock to it because they feed off its energy. Only energy I could feed off is the sun. And so anything under me is gonna gravitate around me. You know, and that now, it kills me, it's taken away from me. It's like a bunch of energy vampires or succubus, but they're not conscious of it and it's not their fault. That's my job for coming here, but it's a job that I have to be cautious about. It's a job I wish I could put the veils over my eyes like the Muslim and just cover myself, because it attracts people to you. Me, it compels me to talk. Once I start talking, it's a wrap. Then the people come back. Listen, just gonna run off in a second. We'll continue just on another video. University.